Hello and welcome to episode 59 of Let's Run Facebook Ads, the podcast with myself, Nick Boddington. Okay, Valentine's Day is coming up. So if you're an e-com business, now is the time to run ads. So let's look into how we go about this and get you making some money. Also, remember, if you're struggling with whether you should be driving traffic or conversions, or you're just generally pulling your hair out with your Facebook ads, then you need to check out the Ads Clinic. I will come on a call with you on Zoom, share your screen, and I'll go through the ads that you've got currently running and see if we can come up with a way of making them work. If you like what I do, you can come on as a customer and we can get on a call every week if you like. Go to theadsclinic.com. You'll see my calendar, schedule a call, and we can go from there. Now let's get into this podcast. Hello and welcome to episode 59. Right, so it is about to hit February and something very, very, very special happens in February, doesn't it? It's Valentine's Day. But this isn't about you and me finding something, well, it might be actually, for our loved ones. This is about how we can make money out of this day, because do you know what? It's one of the days that's forgotten. And I'm sure if you're probably laughing now thinking, yeah, you've forgotten it. I know I have. But it's forgotten in the way that Christmas completely takes over the year. It's an absolute standard one. And then, you know, everyone seems to focus on Easter and things like this. Valentine's seems to be the one that businesses seem to forget about when they are selling products online. So obviously this is for e-com. If you're not an e-com, I do apologize. This is going to be another 15, 20 minutes talking about an e-com business. You're welcome to stay and listen. If you are an e-com business and you're selling, and don't worry, it doesn't have to be just about goods, romantic goods and things like that. Obviously it helps because it's Valentine's, but you know, at this time of the year for Valentine's, people are usually struggling for things. We all think that we have to give gifts for this sort of thing. So why not look at gifts if you're running a trainer business? Why not a gift card? It's just, let's start associating gift with Valentine's. Okay. So in those 2 weeks coming up, it's a reminder to those men and women, specifically men, I'm sure, that Valentine's is coming with oh gosh, are we there yet? It's nearly coming. I better sort this out. And let's give our people ideas, because, you know, we all forgetting ideas. We all know we've got to get a card and write lovely things in it, but we want to get a gift. And, you know, expensive jewelry is one thing. We want something that person is going to really appreciate. You know, if you think that your partner's into running and fitness, then why not a gift card for trainers? Or why not a gift card for Sweaty Betty or some fitness? You know, all as you're starting to think outside the box of what they would appreciate to receive on Valentine's, because we're all going to give them the cards and it's all going to say nice things, but a little gift. So let's focus on how we go about this. So you're an e-com business, you're already running ads on Facebook, you've got your catalog built into Facebook, and we want to start showing people from 2 points of view. We want to show people that are cold to us. We want to get them into the business. So you look at it as another excuse to get people into your business. And when I talk about Valentine's being forgotten about, it's also the other thing. So like you can actually Google what is a calendar of what is every day, like the meaning of every single day. Like you've got Cuddles Day and you've got some rude days and you've got all this sort of stuff. If you take these calendars and actually start looking at all the days and crossing off through that calendar all throughout the year of all the different things that you can associate your ads with, you're going to bring things, the consumer in for various reasons, because it's all about creating content. It's all about creating content that converts. And if you've got a national Cuddles Day or whatever, then make your ad about that. So people see it, they see it in their feed, but at the same time, we are trying to get a conversion. We want our CTA about coming to you to buy, but there's nothing saying that you can't structure your ads and your content around all these different things that are happening during the year. Valentine's is obviously a lot bigger than Cuddles Day. I don't even know if there's a Cuddles Day. I've just made that up. It's the first thing that comes to my head. Maybe I need a cuddle, but Valentine's is obviously a big one that we all know about. But focus your content around something, because we have to sit there scratching our head going, oh, what am I going to do without this one? You know, it's hard. Thinking of content's really, really hard. It is one of the hardest things about your ad strategy. But if you can find anything that helps you do that, look through those calendars, look at all the different national days for various things and associate those, National Coffee Day, I don't know, whatever it might be, associate those to your advertising to bring people in to your website and your funnel. So let's start with cold audience, top of funnel stuff. Yep. So cold audiences, one that I've used loads for people, and I have, even when I haven't been associating it with Valentine's or Father's Day, is the gift audience. So when you're building your ad and you go into your ad set, and your ad set is where you choose your location, you choose your interests and things like that. I want you to go in there and write in gift. Okay, gift comes up with loads of different options. So you have gifts, you have Valentines. You know, if it's Father's Day, you'll find a Father's Day one. If it's Valentine's, you'll find a Valentine's one. Now, don't cross these over. You know, we talk about this in our audience sort of building. I want you to use a split your budget through the different ad sets. Okay, so if you're going to give your campaign budget £30 a day, so let's say we're going to start doing this. So you're going to start thinking about it now, and I want you to really give yourself 7 to 10 days of starting to run the ads leading up to Valentine's. Because remember, if someone orders from you, it might take 3 days to receive your item. So that means they've got to order up to 3 days before just to make sure they're getting it for Valentine's to give to someone. So you really need to start doing this 10 days before, really. So you want to give yourself a 30-day or whatever you can afford, 20-day, 30-day, whatever. You need to then build your ad sets based on the audience. So one audience would be gifts. Another audience would be Valentine's. Another audience would be, whatever comes up. So we talk about £7.50, £10 a day. It's a bit quieter out there now. So in the last quarter of last year, with Christmas coming up, I would have definitely said keep at £10 per audience. Now I'd be, try £5, £7.50. Work within your budget. Facebook and me have our guidelines, but if you're a small business and you haven't got £30 a day, work with what you've got. Okay, we just need to try and get something out there. So an audience for each. Don't do gift with Valentine's with something else. No, we're gonna get to the audiences. Are going to get too big because these are going to be decent sized audiences, especially if you're going UK wide. Plus, we want to know which one wins, because it might be that the people who are interested in your product sit in Valentine's as an audience and they're not sitting in gifts. So we want to single these out. So create 2 or 3 audiences based on those interests, and then create your ad creative. You might already create your creative in something like Canva already. Canva's brilliant. We use it as an agency for getting quick stuff sorted out. If you go into Canva, you will actually see it will have some pre-filled settings, so you can actually choose it's a Facebook ad, and then it will actually give you the measurements, and you'll be creating your ad actually specifically in already set up ad format, and then it will give you examples. So you can actually you can type in the search for Valentine's, and it's going to give you loads of examples of already pre-built templates, which you can then drag over into your empty template. And you can take some things out. You could change the style of writing, whatever, but it really gives you an idea, because as I said 2 minutes ago, the hardest part of all this creative and content is actually thinking. If you've got something like Canva, which actually has loads of recommended examples for Valentine's, then use that to bring it in. You might be a restaurant that wants to get people through the door. There's loads of things that you could use Valentine's as a reason to get people to buy your product or service. So we're going to go to Canva. We're going to choose that, and we're going to overlay it with the different images that you might have from your business. And there you've created your content, your creative that's going to be used for the ads. So we've got our audiences, we've got a creative, and then you need to look at copy. From a copy point of view, Facebook now is talking about the fact that it really wants to keep under 280 characters. Now, 280 characters isn't a lot of letters when you're starting to write. And, as an agency, we're starting to find it quite hard, and we're really having to test ourselves, because especially when you're doing B2B, B2B is a really big area of our agency, and we're trying to explain a product or a service to the B2B world. It's very hard to do in 280 characters. But if you're an e-com, that's going to be a lot easier, because you want your creative image to be the thing that attracts people in. They're seeing the product there that you're trying to sell, and it's reflecting Valentine's on there. In the copy, I would start with, have you decided, some copy which brings in the wording of Valentine's, the gift for him or her, maybe a bit of tongue-in-cheek. Did you realize it was Valentine's next week? Have you forgotten? Don't worry, we're here to save you. Check out our blah, 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 blah. So have some fun with it. Get people pulled in into your funnel to buy that. Offers are always good. So, you know, one of the things that why your Facebook ads might not be working is because you might not have an offer. We have this with some clients. You know, they don't want to come out with an offer, and we're saying, you know, it's an offer that makes people want to buy something. Okay. So you have to have a strong offer with all your marketing, whether it's Facebook, whatever it is, you need to have a strong offer. Now, this might be a discount if you're selling a product, or a discount if you're selling a service, or a buy one, get one free, whatever it might be. You need to think of an offer that's going to still be good for your business, still going to give you the margins you want, but it is going to attract the customer to come in. Okay. So that's once you've built your ad, go out there and start selling it to a cold audience. If you're already trading, then for Valentine's or Father's Day or whatever it might be, this is your time to retarget customers or people who've been to your website. And you need to look at those separately, because people who've been onto your website and not purchased are completely different to people who have purchased and are a customer of your product. So this is the time that you always want to be getting back to, especially the people, the customers who've already bought your products. They know you, they like you, and they trust you. That is what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do with all our marketing. Get someone to like, know, and trust us. If you've done that because someone's bought your product, then you need to be retargeting these people for various things all of the time, because you've already paid the highest cost, which is acquiring a new customer. So many businesses forget, and occasions like Valentine's or Father's Day or whatever the occasion might be are perfect times to get back in touch with your customers, to get them to purchase again. So, you know, if you are selling candles or you're selling gifts like that, then you need to be using all of these. If you're not doing that, then shame on you. So this is what you've got to be doing. So this time you can build an audience in Facebook of people who purchased, or you can upload the email addresses of people who've already purchased. There's two ways you can do that. So if you go into your ads manager and you go to audiences, first one is website visitors. So you'll be able to click on website visitors, and then it will take you through next steps, and you can choose people who've been on your website, the retention. So you could say people who've been on a website in the last 30 days or 60 or 90, or it goes up to 180 days. Name the audience, save it, give Facebook 24 hours, and it will create an audience of the people who've gone through your pixel and been on your website, and Facebook will start creating an audience of those. So then very simply go and build your ad. It could be exactly the same as you've done for a cold audience, apart from on your ad set page, rather than choosing an interest, take all that out and now just choose in your custom audience section, about halfway down, you can just click on there and it'll go custom audience and choose website visitors, name it website visitors in 60 days, for instance. There you have a retargeting ad for people who've been onto your website. Again, they know you and they like you, they've been visiting you. Now let's get something back into their feed to get them to come and buy. And we've got a reason now, because we've got Valentine's coming up and possibly an offer on your ad. The next one is how we set up getting the email addresses from into Facebook. So again, so you need to go onto the back of your Shopify or whatever system you're using, all the email addresses that you've collated, you want to bring those into Facebook. So what happens there? Facebook takes the email addresses, it matches them into its database, and then creates an audience based off that. You can then, if you like, you know, they're not seeing your email. You know, there's a lot of data protection behind that. So you go into the same area, go into audiences. So go to Business Manager, go to audiences, and now select the next one along to the website and pull in your database. Now your database will need to be saved in a CSV file. So it's like, you know, an Excel spreadsheet, but you need to save it as CSV. Okay. And then you can upload that to Facebook. Again, takes 24 hours. Now, if you've only got, I would say, you know, the problem is if you've only got a small amount of customers, say 300 on that email database, it's going to be very hard, because it's not like when you send an email out to your customers. So when you send an email out to your customers, you can literally upload into your email platform for 300 email addresses, press send, and that will get sent out to the 300 customers. With Facebook needs a decent amount. So really you need to be in the higher hundreds up to 1,000 email addresses before Facebook can really allow you to send an ad to it. Because if you're giving Facebook £10 a day and it costs, let's say it costs £5, your CPM, which is your cost per 1,000 impressions. So if your CPM is £5 for every 1,000 people to see it, and you've put in 500 email addresses into that audience, and then Facebook allows you to get the ad live, then once it's spent £2.50, it's already made, got your ad into those 500 people's feeds for £2.50. And the way I've worked that out is if it's £5 to get for Facebook to show your ad to 1,000 people, then it's £2.50 to show it to 500 people. Make sense? Which means if you've got a £5 a day budget, by second day, you're already starting to show the ad too many times to people. Facebook doesn't like us showing the ad too many times. And that's what makes you a bad advertiser. Remember, Facebook has the most important thing for Facebook is keeping its users happy. If its users are seeing advert after advert after advert, especially from the same person, that's going to start annoying the user, and then the users are going to start getting annoyed with Facebook, in which case, and Facebook does not want any users to be annoyed. So I would say that you need to really be at 1,000 email addresses for that. So it might be better that you go for website visitors. You could also create an audience you can go onto the website, how we built the last custom audience, choose website, and then choose people who've been on your website. People who've gone through your pixel, and you could use purchase. You could use people who've added to cart. And so you could build a couple of separate audiences. And then when you go to build your ad, you could retarget and choose multiple audiences in your custom audiences. So you're making sure everyone's seeing the ad. Okay. That's basically what you need to do for Valentine's. So we've looked over going on to something like Canva to create some really good content. We've looked at going to cold audiences at the top of funnel, which is based on gifts, which is a great one. And then Valentine's as an audience and choosing the separate interests. Retargeting people who've been on your website because they know you and like you. And then retargeting purchasers or people who've added to cart because they know, like, and trust you, which is even better, and getting them to repurchase from you. I hope that helps. I hope you have a successful little selling spree up to Valentine's. And then I hope you get what you want at Valentine's. You get a lovely card from your partner. If you haven't got a partner, then I don't know, you need to get onto some apps and find one, don't you? All right. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.